dear ones. As we help the medium get out of the way. She's sensing the energies of celebration. And so it is. When you think about all the time you have had changes in your lives, some expected, some not, and you look back as you call hindsight, they were moments of catapulting you into a different space, a shift, as you say. We spoke about how many people before in your world fear change, but change is a constant, it's given. The sooner you accept that everything is in constant movement and evolution and change, the easier it is for you just be the observer. You're participating, yes, but instead of judging and resisting, take a step back and be an observer. See the bigger picture. Ooh, we like this. The medium's getting a visual of a timeline. You all can envision a timeline, like in your lives, where, at the beginning, over on the left is when you were born, and there's all these little notches to where, and then where are you? You are now. If you were to, you might want to do this, not now, but you might want to do this sometime, and go through and look at all the significant moments in your lives where there was major change. The phrase rock your boat come to mind, where it shook you to your core, scared you, really rattled you, shook you up. Most of the time, when you're in that vibration, you cannot see because you're stuck in the mud like the pigs rolling in the mud. They can't get out of the mud because they're stuck in it. So, this is what we've said before. Don't go in the mud with the pig and trying to get it out. Stay on higher ground and figure out how to get it out. Have the bigger perspective. And so, if you look at your lives as this timeline, the lives in this body, of course, dear ones, we know you've had many. This one is enough to look at. And you see what came after these markers. Not immediately after, it might be months or years after whatever catapulted you into change and evolution and growth. Frequency changes, integrated, depending on how much you resisted the jump. If you think of it as a jump, it's a point in time where something occurred that made you change. And we know all of you, including this medium, have had times where you didn't enjoy the change. Unexpected, fear-based, not sure of yourselves, insecure, uncertain, all those emotions. But then, dear ones, if you look at that marker on your timeline and look months or maybe a year or two or maybe 3, depending, or even longer, depending on how long it took for you to get your clarity and your focus and stop focusing on whatever's going on in the mud and just focus on, okay, I know I will get out of this situation, whatever it is that's not so comfortable right now, because I always do. I never know how, but it always happens because I'm just moving through energy. I'm moving through a point in time, space, as you call it, as you perceive it, where something has shifted in my reality, in my experience, in my life, all of the above, in my vibration. If you think about it, dear ones, and you look at that timeline when you do this exercise, if you truly want to have the aha moments, after you have shifted your perspective to a higher ground, and a knowingness that all is well, regardless of what you may be perceiving by your belief system, by perhaps judgments, by whatever it is. If you can get neutral mentally, emotionally, and just look at it from a higher perspective, vantage point, like looking at the pig stuck in the mud going, okay, how can we get the pig out without getting mud all over us? Interesting puzzle. Interesting challenge. As opposed to, I'm stuck in the mud trying to get this pig out, and I'm drowning in mud, and I'm slipping all over the place, and I can't even get my own footing. What seems more, shall we say, aligned with your creative energies? The one where you are in chaos, or the one where you are aligned and at peace, perhaps at peace, more just the expanded perspective of consciousness where you can actually see a bigger picture, see more options, make better choices, actually see that there are multiple choices, and then weigh the choices before you. This is how every major life-changing experience unfolds for all of life on your world. Mostly for the human beings, for you all, because you have that analytical ability the animals don't. They just go with it. They just trust. They know the energy. And so do all of you. But the mind, the thoughts, can trip you up and get you tangled in the mud. And so, we want to talk about this tonight so that you can get a bigger perspective and feel the alignment as we are working with you all now to be at peace, to know all is well, even if you don't understand with your brains, with your minds, how. In the small things in your lives to the things that are going on in your world. If you know that all is well and you can walk around truly feeling the vibration of wellness, contentment. Peace may be a little bit of a stretch for some, but contentment and alignment are not. You can feel appreciation and gratitude and contentment smelling a flower and temporarily lose yourself in the sensory input. And your mind will temporarily release any of its stranglehold on your thoughts that make you feel bad. So in other sessions, we've said, use nature to teach you, to help you. The songs of the birds, the flowers, the drum. Some of you, including the medium, were wanting to dance and enjoying the music. Use the tools you have, dear ones. Whatever tools resonate for each of you that help you shift from any uncomfortable, unsettling emotional state and vibration to be more in alignment and peace and connection. And then you are in the alignment and the harmony with Source and Creator. And you feel and know within your being that all is well. Regardless of whether or not this, the medium just had a good image. It's like you're in the eye of the hurricane where it's peaceful. No matter what is blowing around you, chaos, craziness, perception, you are in the eye of the hurricane in stillness and in contentment and alignment and possibly peace. The more you practice by intention, getting into the state of alignment, by using whatever it is, these tools, the flowers, the nature, the music, whatever it is, to grab hold of your attention and redirect it into a different frequency that makes you feel better. You have a choice every moment of your lives to let the frequencies around you, in your world, with other people, with situations, to knock you off your alignment. And they will, because you are in these human forms and you will get knocked off. It is part of the experience. But, dear ones, it's like that, this medium's having some fun images. You all have, when you were children, you had one of those little, blow up doll type things that had maybe sand in the bottom and you could punch it and it would roll over and then pop right back up. Does that sound familiar? Every time you have one of these little markers in your timeline of your lives where you felt you were knocked down and didn't know how you were going to get up, you may not even thought, I don't want to get up. It's too hard. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. So just get up and take a walk. Just get up. Move. Get your attention on something else and shift your energy. But no matter what you may feel like you are knocked down, get back up, because that is part of the lesson in these physical forms. You get to choose how long you stay down or if you get back up. No one is holding you down but your thoughts, by your choice of what you focus on, by your frequency. The world will give you ample opportunity to practice these tools. Right? Stuff is happening all the time. In your lives, in your families, at your jobs, in your neighborhoods, whatever. If you are able to predominantly maintain your alignment and keep the higher perspective, you can ride the roller coaster of life. Scream on the way down as you feel like you're going to crash, but know that that roller coaster always comes back up, doesn't it? And then you're all excited because you're screaming on the way down. A little scared, perhaps, but you got on the ride. Have all of you ridden these roller coasters that have the big ups and downs, as you call them? No. You have seen, perhaps, if for those that did not. But people choose. Even this medium used to do this when she was young. She doesn't like it now. People choose to get on these rides to have a thrill, as you say. Knowing that they're going to feel scared temporarily and then thrilled on the rebound. And so they're screaming all the way down and then laughing on the way up. But they get on that ride knowing that that will happen. And they get on it over and over and over. And some people, the bigger the drop, the more exciting it is. Does this make sense? And so we're just giving you this analogy because if you look like that at that timeline of your lives, think of all of the places where you yes, here's another phrase for you. The rug was pulled out from under me. You were knocked down. Well, that's like the bigger the change, the more disruptive the change. It's like you're screaming and it's a bigger roller coaster, right? Well, you're still here. You're still in a body. You're still alive. You're still learning. You obviously, even though you felt like you were going, all the way down, you rode the wave back up, even if you didn't know how you were going to do it at the time. Does this make sense? We want you to just acknowledge that you have done it throughout your lives, not knowing what the outcome is going to be ever, but the more you have expanded your consciousness and understanding of frequency and your connection to your emotions and your thoughts, that you get to choose how you focus. You can shift that roller coaster ride faster and ride it and get that upswing and have major change in your lives to your advantage. Or you can do what many on your world do and stay in the vibration of fear and complaining and woe is me, and they just keep recreating the same downward screaming roller coaster and never give themselves the frequency shift of, I know it's going to be fine and good and I can't wait to see how this all works out. Woohoo! Let's see where this takes me. This is part of the experience in these physical forms. Riding the roller coaster that you were on, one day at a time. Sometimes it'll be bumper cars, and sometimes it'll be screaming at the top of your lungs as you feel like you're falling all the way down. And when that happens, dear ones, laugh. Laugh. If you can laugh all the way down, because you already have experiences, you already know you're coming back up. So the bigger it feels, the better what's going to happen on the other side if you can focus your attention on knowing that. Everything that is going on in my life right now is creating something magnificent. I don't know what it is, but man, as you call it, the shit's hitting the fan, and oh man, I can't see what's going to happen. Because the worse that it feels, the more it feels, now, you don't want to use that word, the more you perceive it as bad, because nothing is good or bad, it just is. It is your perception and your frequency interpretation of whatever is going on that makes you feel good or bad. And so you get to choose how you feel by your perceptions of whatever's going on in your lives and in the world around you. It's always your choice on how to feel toward something that you are perceiving. And each of you could be watching the same movie. You all did this, some of you, a few weeks ago. You watched the same movie, and you all could have had different frequency, vibrational responses or reactions. Response is a positive, a reaction is more negative or lower vibrational. Like the medications, if you have a reaction to a medication, the doctors don't like that. If you have a response to something, that's a good sign. So, all of you that could be watching or experiencing the same type of event in your lives, and it could be, you're a group doing something, like the movie. Somebody could be laughing, and somebody else could be crying, and somebody else could be scared, watching the same movie. Why? Because their perception of reality is different based on their beliefs, their interpretations of what they're perceiving. It's the inner wiring. We like this analogy. However you have wired your neural pathways and your thoughts, that will predominantly lead to repetitive ways of seeing things when you get something in a similar experience that you have in the past. You all understand this, yes? So what we're saying here is understand and be aware that you have ridden many roller coasters of life experiences and survived them all with, as you say, gold stars. Not having a clue how you were going to get through it when you were in the middle of it. So, if you already know now that anything that happens in your experience, you're coming out the other side stronger, better, more aware, more expanded, more clear. And by clear, we mean clarity in what you want in your life, as opposed to not having clarity in what you don't want. Because many of these experiences that shake you to your core at times are to help you fine-tune your desires. What do I want? What don't I want? Because sometimes you need a little push for movement, or you're stuck somewhere in a thought pattern and you won't get anywhere, you won't evolve, you won't grow, you won't change your perception. Change is good, dear ones, when you look at it this way. Your world has taught you that change is to be feared. Everything changes constantly. Look at nature and the seasons. You all look forward to the change of seasons, don't you? Maybe not so much the cold, but the snow is pretty, but then the flowers in the spring, and then the leaves in the autumn, and the warmth in the summer. You all know the change of seasons happens. It happens. There's no stopping it. You accept it without question that it's coming. It's a given. It's a known. Put this type of perspective to your world experience as well. And we mean your personal world. Because each of you perceives your reality based on your beliefs of whatever it is you perceive. You believe about yourself, you believe about other people, the world, whatever's going on, and so and so. Each of you has your own, I like this too, palette, like an artist, to paint your picture of the world. You each have, some of you are pastel, some of you are, fluorescent. And some are more neutral. And some are all the colors of the rainbow. It doesn't matter. There's no judgment here. We're just saying each of you has your own uniqueness in frequency, in preferences, in beliefs and understandings because of your experiences. That's why you're able to help each other share in experiences. Because some of you have gone through things that others have not, and others vice versa, or no. Some of you have gone through experiences that others are now experiencing, and you are able to help them, sort of like a older sibling, perhaps. A wise elder, some of you call it. We just want you to understand that everything that you are experiencing in your unique lives, if you look at that timeline in your past and you tune in to where these situations that seemed devastating, oh my goodness, while you're in it, what thought patterns, what was going on within you before that happened, and what thought patterns and what changes in your lives happened after that. Because you had to change your perception, you had to change your beliefs, or you would still be stuck in that moment, even if it wasn't a moment. You know people in your experience, in your families perhaps, where they are stuck mentally, vibrationally, repeating the same pattern month or years at a time. They don't know how to get out of it. They don't think. Let us rephrase this. Their belief is that they are not capable of getting out of it. And so that is what they create over and over for themselves. Either the same situation with different people or something similar that makes them prove to themselves that their statement that this is just the way this is for me, they create and prove themselves right by their frequency, by their focus, by their thoughts, by their inner knowingness, because they're not willing to change their consciousness and expand their reality, expand their frequency. Do you understand now that you are expanding your consciousness and your frequency and you're becoming more aware of how you are vibrating throughout your day, that you are a conscious creator? In the other situation, the person is not conscious. They are creating, but if they were conscious, we do not think that they would keep creating the same miserable situation for themselves if they knew that they were doing it, right? You would change. And so we come back to the same word, change. Change is a shift in frequency, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. It is a shift in frequency. And with that, we will leave you with the lesson, because you already know that there are many topics this night that you are all dealing with that have to do with a change in frequency. Yes? Good. We will work with you as we prepare for the healing. Our blessings to you, and it has been good to be here. And we are here. We are the nature spirits. And we are with you once again. We will work with you and your world to help with the healing. Connect to Earth Mother through your feet and your heart. Feel the beat of the heart like the beat of the drum that you heard earlier. You may feel the beat of your heart through your feet as they connect to Earth Mother. And from your upper chakras energies, just intend to connect to the highest aspect of you as Creator created you. And allow this inflow of energy into your crown to fill you up with whatever frequency is uniquely what you require at this time, with whatever changes you are embracing. Yes, we like this word. In your lives. Allow these energies to flow from Creator and also up through your feet from Earth Mother and blend in your heart space. Allow them to swirl like a kaleidoscope of color, whichever colors or frequencies or sounds, however you perceive it. And allow that frequency, intend that frequency as it begins to overflow in your heart space. It expands. And it continues to expand into your whole body, filling you up, and then going out into your field. And even though you are in these bodies, in whatever room you're in, feeling your butt in the chair, now allow your consciousness, with this expanded connection, when you are ready, to go out to the grid around your world through your higher chakra levels, your higher self, your expanded consciousness, light being. And by this intention, know it is done. Yet feel the frequency now within your physical form, how it has amplified. And just breathe it in for a bit. Allow it to flow from the higher aspects of you, also to the physical form, and down to the heart of Earth Mother, connecting like those acupuncture needles all the way through the outer grid, down to the earth, into the ley line grid, and anchor into the heart of Earth Mother. Be that acupuncture needle of light. Just be, dear ones, and allow the energies to flow through you that you at this time need for your growth, for your healing, for your alignment, and that you, as a unique being of light, share with the world and all life upon her. There are many helping and joining you at this time. Continue to flow the energies, dear ones. We of the angelic realm are here, tending to all of you and assisting your world. Just relax and be the conduits that you are. Feel the expansion of your being. Feel the expansion in your heart. And set your minds free to go and imagine whatever you desire. No filter. The excitement, the joy, the thrill of creation. Plant the seed for your creation while you are connected and aligned at this time. Start with something small for yourself in your life. For as you create for yourselves and improve the world by your intentions, by your being, you impact all of humanity, just like a pebble that creates that ripple in a pond. You create ripples of frequency all the time, dear ones. Now you are doing it consciously. Just allow the energies to flow and your creative vision or knowingness to be whatever it is. Free of limitation, free of judgment of self. There is no time. There is only alignment and choice of frequency. For the healing and the work goes across all dimensions of space and time and affects not only your life, but all life upon your world. Be the ripple. Imagine what sort of ripple your little pebble could create. The magic, the wonder of creation. Just focus on the feeling and allow Creator and the universe to fill in the blank details of anything you are uncertain about that would cause you concern mentally. Let it go. Surrender it to us in the angelic realm. And allow us to fill you with peace, excitement, joy, at the thrill of being a creator, knowing that you intend to create something wonderful for your experience that will change your life for the better and thereby affect all that you interact with for the better. You don't have to know how. Just allow. Trust in your knowingness. Trust in your divinity. Trust in your power as divine creators that you are. Feel the frequency that you uniquely are creating in. Swim in it like a child in a little bubble bath, perhaps, having fun. Allow yourselves to feel the frequency of your creations, the seeds being planted as you hold your intention and your focus like a laser, just long enough to start the fire of growth, vibrationally in your world, at the higher realms. For you plant seeds all the time, dear ones, just like you do in your gardens with your vibrations. The reason so much never manifests is because you don't continue to water them. And many of them You wouldn't want to keep watering because you realize you don't want them. Remember after this night's lesson that you consciously create by what you focus on. The seeds that you plant, that you give energy and attention to, it's like the seeds that you plant in your garden that you water and nurture and tend to. But dear ones, the seeds have their own wisdom within them to know how to grow. You just provide the nurturing environment frequency. Do the same with your dreams, your goals, your desires for yourself. And let those dreams begin to grow and manifest by you holding the nurturing frequency of knowingness in your creation. You can even imagine your favorite flowers and put them as little stickers in front of each of your dreams. If that helps you to remember to focus your good feeling intentions like watering the plant. Use the imagery to help you focus, remember, practice. You have been creating in your lives mostly from a state of unawareness. It's much more fun to create consciously. But dear ones, just remember, if you have one of those little blips on your timeline, so to speak, it just means perhaps you need to refocus or rethink or re-clarify the seed that you planted, and you may change your mind. It's okay. You're just getting clarity. The more clarity you have, the more clear focus of how you wish to have your life, your world, your creation, by the feeling that it gives you when you think about it. Focus on the feelings. And when you feel excited to do stuff, do it. For that's like watering the seed. There is the material world here. Your thoughts, your feelings will stimulate you to do things in alignment with your creations. Follow those feelings. And you will see the fruits of your labor beginning to pop out of the soil, as you say. Keep going, but get more excited and realize that you're consciously creating. The more you acknowledge that you are actually consciously creating, the easier it gets, because you recognize that you have learned a new skill and then you're just practicing it. Like tying that shoelace or riding a bike. You have to practice. And if you fall off the bike, you get back up, right? You keep going till you master it and you finally get around the block. And so it is similarly with your creations. As we have been speaking, you have been running much energy and feeling the alignment. Do you feel it? Yes. This is your seed. You have planted it You have watered it. You have nurtured it. Do this for a few moments just by your attention, by intending to do this and connect and feel the frequency, even for just a few minutes, a few times a day. We'll say at least morning and at night before you go to bed and when you wake up, because you are the most clear, especially when you wake up. The more you water it with the feeling and the focus, the sooner you will see your dreams come to fruition. But, dear ones, you also don't water a plant and then dig it up and look for the roots to grow, do you? No, that's the fear-based mentality that you were taught. There must be the knowingness that all is well. By your feeling, by your frequency, you will know if you are in alignment or have gotten off kilter, as you say, and just need to refocus. Use your feelings to guide you in your creations, and you will consciously create magnificent expressions in your world. What we have done as we have been asked this night. We have worked with you. You have shared energies for yourself and your world and your creations. Gently make your way back into your physical form. Remember the imagery, the pictures that you can pull up in a mental file, dear ones, to help you recall the lessons, the roller coaster, the timeline. Remember that all life, everything is energy, frequency. And frequencies change across all types of realms. Your creations, your manifestations come from the thought and the feeling, the higher realms of your spirit, and work their way down to your denser reality. It takes a while because you're clarifying, but you're also bringing something from a higher realm and slowly manipulating, clarifying, fine-tuning as it gets closer and closer into being placed in your hand. Trust in the process, trust in yourself, and know that you are divine creators or you would not be here. All life is divine. You are creators. Use your abilities consciously, and your world will be more magnificent than you can imagine. Our blessings to all of you, dear ones. Enjoy the rest of your night, and yes, sing the birthday song. We will speak again soon, and know that all is well, and that all of your loved ones and friends have been here also listening and dancing with the drums. Our blessings to all of you, and we will speak again soon. Good night.